Nothing was wrong, and that was the problem. June 24th, 1982. A Boeing 747 prepares for departure from Kuala Lumpur. 248 passengers board calmly, families, business travelers, vacationers. Destination Perth, Australia. In the left seat sits Captain Eric Moody. Experienced, composed, routine flight ahead. The aircraft pushes back from the gate. Taxi lights glow against the wet runway. Engines spool up. The takeoff roll begins, and within seconds, the massive aircraft lifts smoothly into the night sky. Everything feels normal. Cabin lights dim. Dinner is served. Passengers relax into their seats. At 37,000 feet, the Boeing 747 levels off, cruising peacefully above Indonesia. Inside the cockpit, the instruments are steady, autopilot engaged, altitude stable, speed stable, fuel normal. Outside, the sky is dark and calm. No storms, no turbulence, no warnings. But 100 miles ahead, Mount Galunggung has erupted. An enormous column of volcanic ash is rising silently into the atmosphere. No one on board knows. And in 1982, radar cannot detect volcanic ash. It is invisible to the very systems designed to protect aircraft. There are no alarms, no emergency signals, no alerts from air traffic control. The crew continues forward, calmly, confidently, unaware that they are flying directly towards something they cannot see, an invisible cloud of microscopic volcanic glass. At 37,000 feet, everything still feels routine. But within minutes, that routine will vanish. It started with something small. A passenger staring out into the night notices faint glowing streaks flowing across the engine. Not lightning, not turbulence, just light. Something unusual. Outside, along the wings, a strange blue electrical glow begins to flicker. St. Elmo's fire, beautiful but wrong. Inside the engine, the airflow begins to shimmer. Subtle at first, almost invisible. The turbines continue spinning, but something is changing. Up front, the cockpit remains calm. The instruments are steady, but a faint haze begins forming on the windshield. Tiny particles striking the glass. Too fine to see clearly, too dangerous to ignore. In the cabin, a passenger wrinkles their nose. A faint smell, like burning dust. No announcement, no alarm, just a feeling. Then, a sudden flash deep inside engine number 4. A violent surge, a burst of flame, gone as quickly as it appeared. Inside the cockpit, an amber warning light illuminates. Engine vibration, unexpected, unwanted. A hand moves quickly to the controls. Calm, controlled. Procedures begin. Checklist memory takes over. Years of training. Outside, the engine spits flame into the darkness. For a moment, the night lights up. Then it fades. Engine 4 is gone. Another caution light, then another. The overhead panel begins to glow amber. One engine failure is manageable. 2 is not routine. Engine 2's RPM drops. The needle falls towards 0. Then engine 3. The cockpit grows quieter. In the cabin, the lights flicker. Passengers look around, confused. The steady hum of 4 engines begins to change. The pilots exchange a glance. No panic, just realization. This isn't turbulence, this isn't weather, this is something else.
The last RPM needle falls. 4 engines, 0 thrust. The cockpit becomes eerily quiet. No explosion, no chaos, just silence. Outside, the massive Boeing 747 continues forward. But it is no longer powered. It is gliding. 37,000 feet above the ocean. 300 tons of aircraft, floating in darkness, descending. In less than 90 seconds, all 4 engines were gone. A Boeing 747 was never meant to fly without engines. Falling from the sky, and then there was silence. Not the gentle hum of cruise flight, not the steady roar of 4 engines. Silence. At 37,000 feet, a fully loaded Boeing 747 had just become a glider. Inside the cockpit, the truth glowed on the instrument panel. 4 engine gauges. 0, no thrust, no combustion. The aircraft was still moving forward, but it was descending. The altimeter began to unwind. 36,000 feet. 35. The vertical speed indicator confirmed it. They were losing altitude. Steadily, in the cabin, passengers felt it before they understood it. No sudden drop. No violent shaking, just something missing, the sound. Jetliners are never this quiet. Whispers began, confused glances. Back in the cockpit, Captain Eric Moody stayed calm. A Boeing 747 cannot climb without engines, but it can glide. For every mile it descends, it can travel roughly 15 miles forward. That glide ratio was now their lifeline. Ignition switches, Yondam fuel flow, checked. Engine restart sequence initiated. Outside, the turbines windmilled in the rushing air. But there was no relight, no surge, nothing. 30,000 feet. 28,000, altitude is life. And they were spending it. Below them, darkness. Ahead, uncertainty. If the engines did not restart soon, they would not reach land. Another restart attempt. Careful, measured. They could not afford a mistake. 25,000 feet. They were running out of sky. Then, something changed.
23,000 feet. Another restart attempt. Ignition, on. Fuel, steady. And then, a rumble. Engine 4 relights. Moments later, Engine 3. The silence is broken. They have thrust again. But they are not safe. The volcanic ash has sandblasted the cockpit windshield. It's scratched, clouded, nearly opaque. They can barely see outside. They will have to land blind. Jakarta is within reach, but every movement must be precise. Too much power, another flameout. Too little, they lose altitude too fast. Now the instruments become everything. The artificial horizon keeps the aircraft level. The altimeter shows how much sky remains. The airspeed indicator protects against stall. The vertical speed controls the descent. And the ILS guides them toward the runway. No outside references, no clear horizon. Only needles, only numbers, only training. The aircraft descends through cloud. ILS needles begin to center. Left, corrected. Down, adjusted. Slowly, carefully. They are lined up. But they still can't see the runway. In seconds, they'll find out if the instruments were right. Through the damaged windshield, lights appear. Faint, distorted, but real. The runway, 500 feet. Airspeed, stable. Descent, controlled. Every movement now is precise. Too much power, risk the engines. Too little, they drop too fast. 100 feet. The runway rushes closer, still blurred by ash. The captain gently raises the nose. The flare. Seconds feel longer than they are. And then, touchdown. Heavy, firm, but controlled. A Boeing 747 that lost all 4 engines at 37,000 feet is on the ground, rolling, alive. 248 people, safe. As the sun rises, the aircraft rests in silence, scarred by ash, but victorious. Because sometimes survival isn't about power, it's about precision.